This movie is the sequel of the 2018 science fiction action film based on a 75-foot-long prehistoric shark, the MEG, starring Jason Statham. MEG 2 starts during the time of dinosaurs, on a beach where small insects and animals are being hunted by little but deadly dino predators called snappers. Suddenly, a T-Rex comes out of the woods and goes after the snappers. Frightened by the T-Rex, they escape into the water, but after seeing something scary they swim back towards the beach. The T-Rex catches one of the snappers, and before he could eat it, a MEG jumps out of the water and bites the T-Rex, before dragging its bloody corpse underwater. In the present day, 5 years after the events of the first film, Jonas Taylor, played by Jason Statham, shows up in a shipping container on a ship sailing across the Philippine Sea. He is there to expose the ship's illegal dumping of nuclear waste into the ocean. After collecting photographic evidence of their activities and the ship's records, he proceeds to fight the crews to escape the ship. In the process, gets cornered but manages to jump into the water and is saved by Mac, played by Cliff Curtis, and Rigas, played by Melisanthe Mahut, in a seaplane. In the next scene at an oceanic institute in Hainan, China, Suyin Zhang, played by Wu Jing, is testing an advanced exosuit designed for underwater use. Following the passing of Suyin Zhang, Jonas has been raising her teenage daughter Meiying, played by Sophia Kai, alongside her uncle and Suyin's brother Suyin Zhang. Suyin has acquired his father's company, partnered with wealthy financier Hilary Driscoll, portrayed by Sienna Guillory. Later that evening, they attend an event at the institute, hosted by Driscoll. Suyin pays tribute to Suyin and their father, promising to carry on their legacy by continuing ocean-based research. Suyin then presents Heike, a rescued female megalodon in captivity that seems to respond to his commands. At the same time, Jonas notices a suspicious man named Montez, played by Sergio Perez Mencheta, who appears to be watching him closely. The following morning, while Jonas advises Meiying against participating in the dive, recommending that she stays at Mana 1, Rigas informs them of Jiuming's ongoing experiment. Jiuming is utilizing a device emitting specific noises to deter Heike from approaching him. During the second run of the experiment, Heike does not respond to the device, leading to concerns among the crew regarding Jiuming's safety. Fortunately, he returns to the station unharmed. They all leaves the Oceanic Institute, and Jonas joins Jiuming, Mac, Rigas, DJ, played by Paige Kennedy, and they head to the Mana 1 research facility to explore the Mariana Trench. There, they meet another analyst named Jess, played by Skylar Samuels. In the meantime, unattended Heike breaks out of the confinement through the vents and escapes into open waters. Jonas and Jiuming lead a routine submersible exploration to the trench, with Meiying stowing away to experience the trench for the first time. DJ and Mac monitor the diving group from the Mana 1. They discover Heike has escaped captivity. Two larger MEGs, still in the trench, mate with Heike. Meanwhile, the crew stumble upon an underwater facility located beneath the thermocline and subsequently a submarine hovering above them. It gets revealed that Montez is leading a mineral farming operation. He notices the Mana 1 crew nearby and blows the whole operation, killing his own crew and causing a breach in the thermocline. The powerful explosion results in a rupture in the trench, leaving Jonas and Jiuming's subs trapped under massive rocks. Mac informs Jess to prepare the rescue sub. As the dust settles, Jonas and his crews pick themselves up, but they have lost contact with Jiuming. Jess informs Mac the rescue sub was sabotaged, forcing the crew to use their exosuits to reach the nearby station. They make contact with Jiuming's crew and start the risky journey. On the way, one crew member, Lance, falls victim to an underwater creature. As Montez regains consciousness, he reports to his boss, Driscoll, and receives orders to prevent the Mana 1 crew from reaching the station. Meanwhile, a fierce attack by snappers rattles the dive crews, resulting in a crack on Curtis's helmet. Sal falls victim to a MEG's attack while pushing Jiuming to safety. Upon arriving at the station, Curtis's helmet implodes because of the crack, before the water is drained from the airlock. While looking around the station, they find a monitor. Using it establishes communication with the station. Jess directs them to the escape pods. After reaching the pods, they find out Jess is working with Driscoll and turned against them. She releases the escape pods and orders Rigas to shoot Jonas, and she will let Meiying return. But Rigas can't do it. Driscoll talks to them and reveals her plan to steal Jiuming's technology for their operation and orders Jess to flood the room. In order to get out, Jonas finds another sub and tries to drain the water out of the room, but he passes out and is caught by Montez, who's angry at Jonas for putting him in jail. They fight briefly, but Jonas saves everyone from drowning and gets them on the sub to leave. Meanwhile, a giant squid manages to escape the trench through the breach and Montez escapes to the surface using a buoy. Mac and DJ find a video footage showing Jess sabotaging the sub. Driscoll's mercenaries go after them, but the two manage to jump into the ocean to get away. Unfortunately, they get caught anyway. Jonas and the crew return to Mana 1 and fight the mercenaries to free Mac and DJ. All three Megs then start making their way to the station as Montez rejoins Jess, who is his girlfriend. Jess talks to Driscoll, saying she's safe behind special glass, but a megalodon bites through it and engulfs Jess, leaving Montez in despair. Water starts flooding the station, so Jonas and the others boards a raft to escape. The mercenaries follow in another raft, but they become prey for the megalodons as well. The crew heads to Fun Island Resort. On the way, Jonas prepares explosive harpoons to use against the Megs. Montez and his remaining mercenaries reach the island and Driscoll arrives as well. Nearby, a boat with other tourists gets pulled into the water by a giant squid. After reaching the island, Jonas and the crews try to warn the tourist of the approaching creatures. The escaped snappers from the trench attacks the mercenaries. Jonas and the crew rush to warn the tourists in the water, but the megalodons arrive, feeding on some of the guests. Driscoll and her team try to flee the island, but one of the snappers grabs her, leading to her death. Jonas makes a plan to kill the Megs using explosive harpoons. Meanwhile, Mac and Meiying search for ammonium nitrate to make a bomb. Unfortunately, they encounter the remaining mercenaries fleeing from snapper attack. DJ and Rygas find a sat phone. Before asking for help, they encounter a snapper. While running away, they end up in the same room as Mac and Meiying. The mercs hold them at gunpoint until Mac gets DJ to open a door, allowing the snappers to come in and eat them. DJ and the others manage to escape and makes a rescue call. Jonas kills one of the Megs by putting an explosive harpoon in its face. Mac and Meiying find Driscoll's helicopter to escape and use jet fuel to set snappers on fire as they come towards them. Meiying jumps into the water to help save people and a dog. Before Jonas can deal with the next Meg, Montez goes after him. The giant squid shows up and creates chaos at the resort. When they're attempting to save Meiying with the helicopter, the squid attacks. Mac loses control, and the helicopter crashes into the water. The squid grabs Meiying, but Meiying rescues her. Jonas and Montez get into a fight. However, Jonas kicks Montez into the water just as a Meg leaps out and eats him. Meiying tries to stop the squid by putting the bomb into its side, but it doesn't work. Heike arrives and finishes off the squid. Meiying tries to rescue Mac. The last Meg goes after them, but Jonas distracts it and uses a broken helicopter blade to stop it by lethally impaling the blade through its mouth. A snapper tries to attack the tourists, but DJ manages to kill it. Jonas, Mac, and Meiying get in the water to swim back to land, but Heike heads towards them. Meiying uses his device to turn her around. He thinks she really does listen to him, but Jonas suggests she is following dolphins. The three get back to the beach with Rygas, Meiying, and DJ. Meiying suggests that Heike escaped captivity because it was mating season and she might be pregnant. Jonas decides that it is better not to think about it, and the group celebrates their survival. And that's how the movie ends. Please like and subscribe.